A father's lesson ends in the arrest of his two sons.
He wanted a better life for his boys. Now their citizenship lies in the hands of immigration authorities. Channel 5's Carolina Cruz found out it's all due to a lack of paperwork. Carolina.
Yeah, the Rodriguez brothers were arrested last week by Border Patrol agents. We've spent the past few days contacting several federal agencies to get clarity on their arrest and detainment. Simon Rodriguez knows every inch of this land, the trails, the crops, and the occasional visitor.
Los que vienen de otros países, ellos nomás llegan a pedir refugio y pues por ahí pasan 20, 30 gentes.
He's also used to seeing federal immigration authorities. He never imagined the U.S. Border Patrol agents he's grown accustomed to seeing would arrest part of his family. Last week, agents arrested two teens in the field. Their names, Simón and Emilio, two of Rodriguez's children.
Cuando yo venía, ya los llevaba Border Patrol para afuera.
The siblings missed school that day. Dad was teaching them a lesson so they wouldn't oversleep again.
Uno dice, pues vamos a darles un ejemplo para que si no estudian, es en lo que vas a venir a dar, aquí.
As the 17 and 19-year-old were helping in the fields, Border Patrol showed up. The pair was taken into custody. Simón wound up in Pearsall, Texas, Emilio at a facility in Brownsville under the Texas Department of Health and Human Services since he's a minor. This is where the story gets complicated. The teens aren't here illegally.
These children were allowed to come into the country through the bridge when they were 4 and 5 years old with their American citizen parent. And the reason why they were allowed to come in is because the CBP acknowledged and accepted that by virtue of the father, they were American citizens born abroad.
Simón and Emilio were born in Mexico. Their attorney, Alex Martinez, explains the teens qualified for U.S. citizenship status at birth. The big problem, the proof doesn't exist. The teens don't have paperwork to show they are U.S. citizens. Their attorney says it doesn't change their status.
Just because they were not able to get the certificate, it doesn't mean that they were not born Americans.
Without the paperwork, Simón and Emilio couldn't prove to Border Patrol they're here legally.
Yo me arrepiento de no haber hecho esto desde que llegaste. Es una experiencia que agarra uno.
Rodriguez also regrets not being there when his children were taken into custody. He was running an errand when one of them called him with the news.
Mi hijo me estaba hablando que se los iban a llevar y que te dije, no te pueden llevar. Tú diles que eres hijo de papá ciudadano. Ellos tienen que entender si ellos saben las leyes. Pero yo creo que no las sabían.
Agents took the teens before Rodriguez could explain the situation of their status in the country. Both siblings have since been released and are back home. Simón and Emilio Rodriguez have an immigration hearing in the future. That date still hasn't been set. The family's attorney tells me they are getting all the paperwork ready to file an application for their citizenship certificate. That document will serve as proof of status that will prevent this situation from happening again. Reporting live in the studio, Carolina Cruz, Channel 5 News at 6.
We wanted to know more about Border Patrol's apprehension protocols. A spokesperson with the agency tells us they arrest someone based on probable cause, meaning there's suspicion someone is in violation of U.S. immigration law. We're told there's typically a line of questioning that happens if an agent encounters someone they believe to be in the country illegally. If that person can't prove they're here legally, they'll be taken into custody. That person's status will be in question until they can prove legal status in the country.